Chapter 3286. Netherworld Divine Lord, protect our race. Lin Moyu seemed to have anticipated little May would say this. Without wasting words, he directly used the Time Great Tao. Time Reversal. The Time Great Tao cast down a projection, revealing what had happened in this village. In the time reversal, everything Mu Chuan had done was shown in the projection. Why had everyone else died while only he survived? Because he had become one of the Netherworld race. He had gone out several times, leading Netherworld race members out and bringing them back. Mu Chuan was human, though not from the origin continent. But he was still human after all. After struggling in the southern continent for so long, he had some understanding of it. Somehow he had connected with the Netherworld race and become their running dog and spy. The Netherworld race's ability to successfully capture human cultivators from the southern continent each time was likely partly due to his efforts. So everyone else died, while he remained unharmed. Seeing this, little May said,
"That's reason enough."
Lin Moyu said,
"Then do as you wish."
Little May nodded. She turned and walked towards Mu Chuan. Little May still looked like a child, but with her past life's memories, she was no ordinary child. She had killed many times in her past life. Little May wouldn't hesitate. However, Mu Chuan was at the heavenly venerable realm. Little May was currently only at the transcendent realm and not his match. Lin Moyu's heart stirred. A vast power descended, instantly immobilizing Mu Chuan. Little May walked up to Mu Chuan. The cloud-piercing sword automatically flew to her hand. Little May slowly thrust the cloud-piercing sword into Mu Chuan's body.
"You deserve to die."
Throughout the process, Mu Chuan's eyes were filled with terror, but he couldn't speak or move. Until his dying breath, he couldn't make a sound. Little May returned, her voice low.
"Over so many years, for the Netherworld race to quietly capture so many people, there must have been some people colluding with them among humans. If possible, Little May requests Teacher to find all these people."
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
"Little May has such confidence in Teacher?"
Little May said,
"If even Teacher can't find them, Little May believes no one else can."
Little May now had a mysterious confidence in Lin Moyu. She believed Lin Moyu could definitely find them. Mu Chuan was just one of them and probably not the main figure. Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised that Little May had such a sense of justice. The human race of the southern continent was divided into factions. They usually didn't care about others' deaths, only minding their own business. Little May said,
"In my previous life I was an ancestor of the cold water sacred ground. I have some understanding of the internal situation of the human race. Actually, the humans of the southern continent aren't just scattered sand."
Lin Moyu made a sound of interest.
"Tell me about it."
Little May said,
"Back then I was focused on cultivation. Though I knew some about the human situation, I wasn't very clear on it. If Teacher wants to know, we can return to the southern continent and ask the true managing ancestor at the cold water sacred ground."
Lin Moyu said,
"The current ancestor of the cold water sacred ground is called Gu Tsang. Does Little May know him?"
Little May said,
"I know of him. When I dissolved my body, Gu Tsang was already an ancestor. I didn't expect he's still there now. It seems the sacred ground has really declined over these years."
At this moment, Little May's tone was somewhat mature. Combined with her 10-year-old face and crisp voice, it felt extremely interesting. Lin Moyu said,
"Then after we finish here, we'll go back to the southern continent and ask Gu Tsang. We'll also pick someone up along the way."
Little May made a sound of agreement.
"All right. I haven't been back to the sacred ground in a long time. I wonder what it's like now."
Suddenly Little May tilted her head up and asked,
"Teacher, did you already see that Mu Chuan was problematic?"
Lin Moyu smiled without saying much.
"That's not important. Let's go on to our next stop."
Actually, when Lin Moyu saw Mu Chuan, he had already realized something was wrong. All along the way, the Netherworld race never spared a single human. Why would they uniquely spare Mu Chuan? There must have been a problem. Even if Little May hadn't said anything, Lin Moyu would have eventually used time reversal to check the situation. Little May's sudden sense of justice surprised him somewhat. But as a member of the human race, it was natural to have different feelings towards humans. Lin Moyu could fully understand. It took only 5 days to clear all 42 villages. The black dragon in the skeleton hell's netherworld black pool had eaten its fill. Its aura had reached its peak. No matter how much more it ate, it was difficult to advance further. It was just waiting for a chance to break through. Now only the final area of netherworld race territory remained. This area was enveloped by endless black chi. The black chi had turned into thick fog, surrounding it completely. The thick fog couldn't be dispersed by wind, burned away by fire, or affected by rain. If anyone entered, they would certainly get lost inside. Even a 9th-level Dao Venerable would have difficulty distinguishing directions within. The netherworld race had completely withdrawn. Apart from the thick fog, black chi no longer rose from the ground. The netherworld black pool in the skeleton hell continuously spewed black chi. The black chi swirled like a vortex, emitting a humming sound. The humming resonated, as if telling Lin Moyu to go in, go in. What was in the black fog was nothing but the largest piece of all the netherworld black pool fragments. And that damned but not dead netherworld black dragon. Lin Moyu knew this resonance was because after devouring many netherworld black pool fragments, his netherworld black pool had resonated with the original netherworld black pool from hell. His netherworld black pool wanted to completely devour the other, to become the true netherworld black pool. With a mental command, the vast undead army charged into the black fog from all directions. The black fog was dense, obscuring vision and even blocking perception. Within the black fog, it was impossible to distinguish directions, let alone find the netherworld race's true location. Lin Moyu could sense that the netherworld race's black fog and the black chi spewed by his own netherworld black pool came from the same source.
So this black fog has such uses. Too bad it's useless against the undead army.
Lin Moyu thought to himself. The undead army directly used the undead eye to seek prey. As long as souls existed, they couldn't escape their eyes. Even if the undead eye was blocked, it didn't matter. Lin Moyu could fill this entire area with the undead army. He didn't believe they couldn't flush them out. Soon, the undead army found the first village in the black fog. There were many soul flames in the village. They seemed to be performing some kind of ritual. Through the undead eye seeing the positions of the soul flames, Lin Moyu saw a strange pattern. The undead army charged in directly without any words. At this moment, a vast power surged from the village, repelling all the attacking undead army. The soul flames of the netherworld race people in the village flickered violently, more intensely than ever before.
Netherworld Divine Lord, protect our race! Netherworld Divine Lord, protect our race!
Shouts rang out as the black fog suddenly churned violently. Boom! The black fog roiled. An invisible attack fell, instantly killing hundreds of thousands of skeleton generals. In the process of exterminating the netherworld race, the undead army encountered true resistance for the first time. Chapter 3287. This battle should not last too long. Lin Moyu was not surprised, and muttered to himself,
Now that's more like it. The netherworld race couldn't have existed for so many years if they were this weak.
The netherworld race must not be weak. The dragon race did not like the netherworld race, and with the dragon race's domineering personality, if the netherworld race was very weak, they would have been wiped out long ago. The dragon race would not like having such neighbors. Moreover, on the other side of the netherworld race was the 100 Herbs Alliance. Though the 100 Herbs Alliance seemed uninvolved with worldly affairs, that wasn't actually the case. The 100 Herbs Alliance also liked territory. Lin Moyu thought it must be the existence of the hell fragments and the netherworld black pool that made withering and flourishing elder of the 100 Herbs Alliance wary. Sometimes, it's not that the higher the realm, the more reckless one becomes. On the contrary, the higher the realm, the more cautious one becomes, not daring to act rashly. The three ancestors were extremely wary of the hell fragments. They wanted to keep an eye on them but didn't want to touch them, fearing disaster would befall them. Firstly, the existence of the once real hell made these great Tao realm survivors afraid. Secondly, the hell fragments involved huge karma, which they didn't want to touch. Besides the above reasons, the Netherworld race didn't expand. They mostly stayed within their own territory, extremely mysterious, as if not existing in the world. Over time, the Netherworld race was left alone. But now, the Netherworld race had encountered their greatest enemy. The Netherworld Black Pool was the foundation of their existence, but also the source of their destruction. The villages and tribes on the outskirts of the Netherworld race territory had been completely destroyed. Now only the core area covered by black fog remained. Lin Moyu and Little May watched the black fog from afar. Unable to see or sense anything in the black fog, Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't risk going in. Fighting was best left to the undead army. Suddenly, hundreds of thousands of skeleton generals were annihilated. Lin Moyu's brow furrowed slightly, his gaze becoming sharp. Being able to instantly kill hundreds of thousands of skeleton generals was not something an ordinary person could do. At least an 8th or even 9th level Tao Venerable was needed. But he hadn't seen the enemy. Even the vision constantly connected to the skeleton generals through the undead, I hadn't seen the enemy. However, Lin Moyu still locked onto the target, those soul flames in the village. The owners of these soul flames were Netherworld race members. They formed a special shape, doing something unknown. Just before the attack, their soul flames had flared up. When unable to find who was attacking, directly eliminating the source was the most effective method. Not only did Lin Moyu think this way, but the Legion commander in charge of this area thought the same. The next second, large numbers of the undead army attacked. Hundreds of skeleton kings each locked onto an opponent and slashed out with their swords.
Technique, Divine Bone Slash.
The bloody bone Dao surged in the black fog. Hundreds of bone Daos formed a bone sea, illuminating a tiny area in the black fog. Sword light flashed on the soul flames, then exploded with a boom. But the soul flames didn't move at all. An invisible force protected them. The divine bone slash had failed. Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised. Over the years, the divine bone slash had rarely failed. Even if the opponent's realm was too high, the divine bone slash should at least have hit the target. But this time, the divine bone slash couldn't strike the opponent. Although the skeleton kings had locked onto them, the divine bone slash was blocked by an invisible force. The Legion commander reacted extremely quickly. Seeing that the divine bone slash was useless, he immediately adjusted tactics. The Dragon Rider legions launched a bloody charge, transforming into sharp spears rushing forward. Over 100 soul flames of the Netherworld race flared up again, emitting powerful force. Silver-white light points lit up the black fog. Within the silver light, the black fog rapidly churned, condensing into a giant. The giant threw a punch. The charging Dragon Rider legions instantly collapsed, shattered by one punch. Over 100,000 Dragon Riders died on the spot, just like before. This time, Lin Moyu could see clearly. The black fog had become the opponent's weapon. The Netherworld race could manipulate this black fog through special methods. The source of the black fog was the ancient wells evolved from the Netherworld Black Pool. The ancient wells here were very large, far larger than those he had devoured before. The larger the ancient well, the larger the Netherworld Black Pool fragment that evolved it, and the stronger its power. This also indicated that when the Netherworld Black Pool shattered and fragments fell here, they fell in a radial pattern. The closer to the center, the larger the fragments and the more numerous. What he had devoured before was only a small part compared to the complete Netherworld Black Pool.
It seems they've already learned to use the power of the Netherworld Black Pool.
Lin Moyu could see that the fundamental power of this black fog was the power of the Netherworld Black Pool. They kept chanting,
Netherworld Divine Lord.
Who knows if this Netherworld Divine Lord really existed? If it did exist, it was probably that black dragon that hadn't died. The Legion commander continuously commanded large numbers of dragon riders and skeleton generals, with skeleton kings leading the charge, launching continuous attacks on the village. But the black fog kept condensing into giants, repeatedly defeating the undead army. At this moment, the undead army's numerical advantage wasn't being brought into play. There wasn't just one giant. Sometimes 2 or 3 would condense, defeating all the undead armies charging in from all directions. At most, the undead army instantly lost over 3 million troops. Fortunately, the undead army could continuously revive, and their numbers were sufficient. The Legion commander kept rotating them, so each batch that died wasn't the same as the previous batch. Lin Moyu watched for a while and roughly understood the situation. The giants condensed from black fog could only move within a certain range. They couldn't leave the village too far, which meant they only had defensive capabilities, not offensive capabilities. In this great battle, his side would not lose. From the beginning, Lin Moyu had never thought about losing, only about how to win. In the black fog, village after village was discovered. The undead army launched attacks on each village. 20 billion undead troops charged into the black fog. The entire black fog exploded with battle. The undead army instantly suffered countless casualties, then immediately revived and continued fighting. Both sides fell into a stalemate. The undead army had difficulty breaking through. Lin Moyu vaguely felt something was wrong. He felt the Netherworld race must be plotting something. This great battle couldn't drag on too long. With a thought, the liches that had never acted before began to move. Buddhist light fell. In the eternal Buddha realm, 1 million believers were instantly sacrificed. The Destiny Lich cooperated, locking onto one of the Netherworld race members. The Buddhist realm Lich threw a punch. With a crisp sound, a soul flame trembled violently. Then the Buddhist realm Lich threw punch after punch. After 3 consecutive punches, that soul flame was extinguished on the spot. The power of the giant condensed from black chi weakened slightly, but was still very strong, still able to block the undead army. The 5 elements sword Lich flew out, the sword Dao circling its body, the 5 elements sword flying out.
5 elements sword C.
With one slash, sword chi turned into a sea, enveloping the entire village. The village was swallowed by the sword sea. The giant condensed from black chi roared silently in the sword sea, throwing punch after punch, causing huge waves in the sword sea. The black chi was very strong. Though the 5 elements sword Lich's attack had reached the 7th level Dao Venerable Realm, it still couldn't do anything to them. Until the sword sea dispersed, the village remained, and the black chi giant remained. The 5 elements sword Lich didn't stop. It also relied on the Destiny Lich, instantly slashing dozens of times. Each slash struck the same Netherworld race member. With a light sound, another soul flame was extinguished. The power of the black chi giant was weakened again. I will now start translating corruption in the dungeon. Chapter 3288. I'll try another method. Though the Buddhist realm Lich, 5 elements sword Lich and Destiny Lich were cooperating and showing initial results, Lin Moyu was not satisfied. The speed was too slow. Each village had over 100 Netherworld race members, and they had already discovered 12 villages with over 1,000 Netherworld race people. If they killed them one by one, it would take a very long time. Moreover, some of the Netherworld race members had very high realms, reaching 8th level Dao Venerable. The 5 elements sword Lich might not be able to kill them. Lin Moyu's mind stirred, ordering the lightning Lich to act. At the same time, a drop of ancestor water flew out, silently falling on the lightning Lich. The power of belief also began to burn fiercely. The lightning Lich, cloaked in lightning, wielded the lightning Dao. It raised its small hand and pointed forward. Technique: chain lightning. Lightning at the 8th level Dao Venerable Realm instantly pierced through the black chi giant, like an incredibly sharp sword, stabbing into the village and striking one of the Netherworld race members. The lightning revealed the body of this Netherworld race member, a pitch-black human body. Then the lightning exploded. Chain lightning automatically tracked every Netherworld race member, following their bloodline, Dao, and soul, striking each one. The realm and strength of the first Netherworld race member hit by lightning no longer mattered, because all the Netherworld race members in this village would be struck by lightning. Soul flames extinguished one after another. The black chi giant's combat power continuously weakened until it completely collapsed. At this point, of over 100 Netherworld race members in the village, only 10 survived. Of these 10, 8 were the cream of the crop at 7th level Dao Venerable, and 2 were at 8th level Dao Venerable. One chain lightning directly broke through the Netherworld race's defenses. As the Black Chi giant collapsed, the undead army immediately charged in. A silver light flashed in the black fog. Su Pu was the first to charge in, targeting the 2 8th level Dao Venerable Netherworld race members. As a revived being who had fallen from pseudo-great Dao realm, Su Pu's combat power was top tier among 9th level Dao Venerables. Dealing with 2 8th level Dao Venerables was easy for him. Moreover, the Lightning Lich's attack had already injured them. Just as Su Pu arrived, the Lightning Lich launched another chain lightning. Without the Ancestor Water's enhancement, its power was slightly weaker than before, but the 7th level Dao Venerable Netherworld race members, injured on top of injury, were already dying. Among 7th level Dao Venerables, the Lightning Lich was simply an invincible existence. And no matter how many enemies there were, it made no difference to it. As long as they were of the same kind or race, with some connection between them, none could escape Chain Lightning's lock-on. The existence of this technique completely overturned normal understanding. Lin Moyu felt that perhaps only the Karma Great Dao could surpass the Lightning Lich in this aspect. Su Pu cleanly killed the 2 8th level Dao Venerable Netherworld race members, and also finished off the others. These Netherworld race people must have been performing some kind of ritual. Throughout the process they hardly resisted, just standing there motionless, shouting loudly about the Netherworld Divine Lord. If not for this, Su Pu couldn't have killed them so quickly. It was practically instant death. With all the Netherworld race people dead, the Black Fog still existed, but there were no more Black Chi giants. The army charged into the village and found the ancient well evolved from the Netherworld Black Pool. Lin Moyu, standing outside the Black Fog, was about to go in when his heart suddenly tightened. His spiritual sense sent a warning.
Retreat!
His thoughts bypassed the Legion commander, giving orders directly to the undead army. But it was a bit late. The ancient well suddenly generated a suction force. All undead troops within a 100-meter radius were sucked into the well, instantly losing contact. The summoning slots emptied out. Lin Moyu knew they had all died, unable even to revive. Fortunately, the elemental liches and Su Pu were far away and unaffected. The suction force that suddenly erupted was terrifying. Lin Moyu wasn't sure if Su Pu and the others could withstand it. The suction continued. Large amounts of black fog were sucked into the ancient well. Vision gradually cleared. Soon all the Black Chi in the entire village disappeared, revealing the complete village before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's brow furrowed slightly.
Something's not right.
Little May asked.
Teacher, is there a problem?
Lin Moyu said.
The village is too big. There are too few people.
The village was very large, bigger than any village they had seen before, equal to 10 previous villages combined. This was a large tribe, but there were too few people inside, only the 100 or so performing the ritual. And these 100 people all had high cultivation. This was very abnormal. Such a large tribe should have at least thousands of people living in it. Moreover, it was impossible for the Netherworld race to all be powerful. Newly evolved tribe members from the ancient well were not very strong.
Where did all these people go?
Lin Moyu looked puzzled. Suddenly, the ancient well suction stopped. With a rumbling sound, the ancient well began to shake. Then a dragon's roar echoed through the sky. A huge black dragon head emerged from the ancient well, followed by its body. This black dragon was hundreds of meters long, with half its body still in the ancient well, continuously roaring. The dragon's roar turned into vast power, spreading outwards like ripples on water. Wherever it passed, space shattered and undead troops crumbled. Lin Moyu's heart stirred. The cloud-piercing sword automatically flew out, landing in Su Pu's hand. Su Pu swung out sharp sword chi, slashing at the black dragon. At the same time, the image of an 8-tailed celestial fox appeared behind him, also letting out a long howl. The howl was so strong it suppressed the dragon's roar. Then Su Pu had already swung the cloud-piercing sword and attacked. The black dragon suddenly charged over, spewing dragon breath. Su Pu swung his sword to shatter the dragon breath, reaching the black dragon's front. The cloud-piercing sword slashed down. With a huge boom, Su Pu was knocked back. The black dragon seemed to feel nothing. It opened its mouth, biting down at Su Pu. Su Pu didn't retreat but advanced, directly killing into the black dragon's mouth. The next second, he killed out from the black dragon's head. He killed straight through from inside to outside. But the black dragon didn't collapse. Black chi spread, rapidly healing the wound. The black dragon instantly recovered, attacking Su Pu again. At this time, the lightning lich pointed a finger. A bolt of lightning struck the black dragon's body. Lightning spread over the black dragon's body. Patches of pitch-black dragon scales appeared from the lightning, but the black dragon still felt nothing. Su Pu swung the cloud-piercing sword, moving at lightning speed, slashing at the black dragon with sounds like striking iron. The black dragon completely ignored itself, frantically launching fierce attacks at Su Pu, but it couldn't do anything to him. Su Pu also couldn't do anything to it. Su Pu had already killed into its body several times. No matter what injuries it received, it could rapidly recover. Lin Moyu watched for a while and muttered to himself,
About 7th level Dao Venerable attack power, with defense surpassing 9th level Dao Venerable. The cloud-piercing sword can't break through it. I estimate magical treasures below the great Dao realm are helpless against it. This is a black dragon evolved from a netherworld black pool fragment. Ordinary attacks are useless against it.
Little May said,
We should destroy its source. As long as we destroy this ancient well, it should dissipate.
Lin Moyu said,
That's one method, but the ancient well isn't easy to destroy. I'll try another method.
Little May asked curiously,
What do you want to do?
Lin Moyu raised his finger and lightly pointed. Space distorted as the skeleton hell instantly appeared. A dragon's roar burst from the skeleton hell. A black dragon also emerged from the netherworld black pool in the skeleton hell. At Lin Moyu's command, Su Pu immediately retreated. Then the two black dragons clashed. Chapter 3289. Let's go eat the next meal. The two black dragons fought fiercely, twisting and entangling each other. Both bit down repeatedly, savagely tearing at each other in an incredibly chaotic scene. Little May instinctively said,
It looks like infighting between the same kind. So this was teacher's method.
Lin Moyu said,
Yes, the black dragon has devoured so many fragments. Now it's time for it to do some work, consider it digesting. That one's defense may be strong, but the black dragon has the characteristic of being able to eat anything. No matter how strong the defense, it will eventually die. And my black dragon has the entire skeleton hell as backup, so it's unlikely to lose.
Little May nodded repeatedly, flattering him.
Teacher's reasoning makes sense.
Lin Moyu chuckled helplessly.
Where did you learn to talk like that?
Little May said seriously.
It comes from the heart.
Lin Moyu felt somewhat helpless. Though Little May was still Little May after absorbing her past life's memories, she had been subtly influenced to some degree. Only Lin Moyu himself knew whether his reasoning made sense or not. The reason he did this, besides what he said, was another very important reason: intuition. Lin Moyu trusted his intuition greatly. As long as his intuition was right, many things wouldn't go wrong. It was the same this time, using the right method at the right time. Using his own netherworld black pool to deal with the netherworld race's netherworld black pool. Both were netherworld black pools and both incomplete, so naturally they could fight. He believed his black dragon wouldn't lose, but even if it did lose, it wouldn't matter much. He wouldn't suffer too much loss anyway. If it won, then they could keep doing this for the remaining villages. After all, there were still 11 village tribes, each with an ancient well like this. If it lost, then he'd think of another method. If really necessary, he'd go personally and smash the ancient wells. The two dragons fought fiercely, both biting each other all over, but their wounds rapidly healed. However, Lin Moyu had already seen the key. The opponent's recovery speed was starting to weaken. His own black dragon was gradually gaining the upper hand.
No problem.
Lin Moyu thought to himself. Little May also saw the result.
We're going to win.
Lin Moyu nodded, mentally ordering Su Pu and the others to assist the undead army in attacking the other villages. First eliminate the Netherworld race, then wait for him to come deal with the black dragons. Su Pu and the others obeyed and left to get to work. Seeing his own black dragon gaining the upper hand and starting to firmly suppress the opponent, Lin Moyu said to Little May,
Little May, since we entered the Netherworld race territory, have you thought of anything?
Little May tilted her head and thought for a moment, then shook her head.
I can't think of anything.
In her view, the whole process had gone smoothly, seemingly without any problems. Lin Moyu said,
Look carefully at that ancient well. Use not just your eyes, but your heart.
Little May listened to Lin Moyu's words and looked at the ancient well. As the foundation of the black dragon, the ancient well's essence was a fragment of the Netherworld black pool. Just looking with the eyes, one really couldn't see any clues. Little May didn't just look with her eyes, but used her heart to sense. She extended her perception to the maximum, feeling the ancient well. Gradually, she sensed at the bottom of the ancient well a faint trace of power extending from afar. This trace of power came from the same source as the black chi. It was power belonging to the Netherworld black pool. Little May suddenly opened her eyes.
The Netherworld black pool fragments are connected to each other.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
You've discovered it. So you should be able to deduce some things.
Little May's mind raced.
If the Netherworld black pool fragments are connected to each other, then they may have known when we came in. But why didn't they react? No, actually they did react, just very abnormally.
Thinking back now, Little May found many things that didn't add up. The Netherworld race should have known they were coming, yet didn't seem to. Little May said,
They were stalling for time.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
That's right, they were stalling for time.
Little May said,
Why stall for time? Could it be for the hell fragments?
Lin Moyu showed a hint of approval.
That should be correct. They may want to use the hell fragments for something. They're probably already doing it, just need a bit more time to finish. They didn't expect us to come. This matter must be very important to them. They're willing to give up some Netherworld black pool fragments in order to finish that task first. At the same time, that task must be taking up a lot of their energy, so they don't have the energy to deal with us.
Little May asked,
Then what does teacher plan to do?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Since they have business, let's not disturb them. They do their thing, we do ours.
Huh? Little May stared blankly at Lin Moyu, never expecting to hear such an answer from him. Little May asked in confusion,
Teacher, aren't you worried they'll use the hell fragments to do something big?
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Though the hell fragments are terrifying, it's not so easy to use them. Besides, the Netherworld race originally had a hell fragment. After so many years, we haven't seen them do anything with it. Now with one more piece, in such a short time, they can't do much.
Lin Moyu spoke with full confidence. He had obtained hell fragments before, more than one, so he knew very well how terrifying they were. To make hell fragments reach an uncontrollable, world-destroying level required a lot of time. If the Netherworld race had that ability, they would have done it long ago, not waited until now. So Lin Moyu wasn't worried at all. He was confident the Netherworld race couldn't pull off anything fancy. Since that was the case, they could do their thing and he'd do his. First take away all the Netherworld black pool fragments, then deal with the Netherworld race and get the hell fragments. Lin Moyu's eyes flashed with a keen light. He had long since seen through everything. Little May also knew her teacher understood everything. He asked her to see if she could understand. Though she had been training all this time, Little May felt she was still far behind Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was the one who could truly see the essence of things, seeing and thinking too deeply. With a resounding dragon roar, Lin Moyu's black dragon finally achieved victory. The black dragon pulled the ancient well out from underground, devouring its spoils in big gulps, continuously roaring to announce its excitement. After the black dragon had eaten the entire ancient well, including the netherworld black pool fragment, Lin Moyu waved his hand.
Let's go, time to eat the next meal.
Now another village's netherworld race had been cleared out. Just like before, the ancient well absorbed a large amount of black fog and evolved a black dragon. This time the undead army was prepared. When the ancient well was absorbing black chi, the undead army stayed far away, not approaching and thus not suffering any damage. After the black dragon appeared, the undead army didn't attack, but retreated far away. The black dragon roared incessantly, but the undead army had retreated far enough to avoid harm. As Lin Moyu had thought, the black dragon couldn't leave the ancient well too far. A moment later, Lin Moyu arrived. Without a word, he directly deployed the skeleton hell. The two black dragons began fighting again. Chapter 3290. Netherworld Black Dragon Evolving Hell. Lin Moyu and Little May became spectators, watching a grand show. The two black dragons fought incredibly fiercely, entangling, tearing, and grappling, filled with wild beauty. They no longer needed any battle techniques. Both seemed to be performing their natural roles. This kind of battle had a different flavor compared to the brilliance of magical combat. Little May was watching with great interest when suddenly Lin Moyu handed her some melon seeds.
Eat while you watch. It's more flavorful this way.
Little May didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Her teacher even had this side to him. Crack, crack. The crisp sound rang out nonstop. Before Little May could start, Lin Moyu had already begun cracking seeds, eating with relish. Watching the battle between the two black dragons, Little May noticed some differences.
Teacher, your black dragon seems stronger than before.
Lin Moyu nodded.
It is indeed a bit stronger. Its bite is better.
After experiencing the previous battle, the black dragon had indeed become somewhat stronger. As the black dragon devoured more and more netherworld fragments, even if there was no essential change in its realm, its combat power could still increase a little bit. For example, its teeth were sharper and its scales tougher. Soon after the battle began, Lin Moyu's black dragon suppressed the opponent. The time to end the battle was also shorter than before. The entire battle lasted about half an hour before Lin Moyu's black dragon achieved victory and began to enjoy its spoils. After it finished eating, Lin Moyu waved his hand.
Let's go, next stop.
Lin Moyu cleared the 12 villages one by one, not rushing at all. With each village cleared, the area covered by black fog shrank a bit. When all 12 villages were cleared, the area covered by black fog had shrunk considerably, leaving only the very center. Looking from afar, the diameter was no more than 10,000 li. An area with a diameter of 10,000 li wasn't actually very large. However, the black fog in this area was incredibly dense, exuding a terrifying aura. This was the Netherworld race's core area. The main body of the Netherworld black pool was inside, along with 2 hell fragments. Due to the black fog's influence, Lin Moyu couldn't accurately sense the aura of the hell fragments. The best method was still to let the undead army clear the way. With a thought, the undead army charged towards the black fog. Boom! A ball of flames suddenly burst out from the black fog, exploding in the air and falling as fiery rain. Several Legion commanders simultaneously ordered the charging undead army to break sharply and quickly retreat to avoid the fire rain. The fire rain fell to the ground, instantly turning the earth into a sea of flames. The flames burned fiercely, destroying the ground. Rocks turned to lava, beginning to flow across the land. Lin Moyu narrowed his eyes. This scene was familiar. His skeleton hell was also a world of lava.
It seems the Netherworld race really has researched some things.
With hell fragments in hand, and having evolved from the Netherworld black pool with countless connections to the real hell, it wasn't surprising they could research some things after countless years of studying the hell fragments. Lin Moyu watched the fiery rain falling from the sky but didn't rush to attack. He wanted to see to what degree the Netherworld race could research the hell fragments. The fire rain fell continuously, turning the earth into a lava world. The black fog began to gradually shrink, revealing the true face of the Netherworld race's core area. This was a city. Everyone thought the Netherworld race had no cities, but that wasn't the case. At the core of the Netherworld race was a city. This city was black and red. At the center of the entire city was something like a volcano crater. The city was built around this crater. The crater continuously spewed flames and thick black smoke. Around the crater, many Netherworld race people gathered, constantly shouting,
Netherworld Divine Lord.
With their shouts, flames continuously erupted, merging with the black smoke and shooting into the sky. Little May said,
No wonder there were so few people in the previous tribes. They all came here.
Lin Moyu said,
So they knew we were coming from the very beginning.
Little May asked curiously,
What are these people doing gathered here?
Lin Moyu watched for a moment.
They should be sacrificing. These fellows are quite creative, actually fusing the Netherworld Black Pool and Hell fragments together.
The Netherworld Black Pool was part of Hell, but it was a relatively independent existence. Hell was also divided into several areas, the Gates of Hell, Netherworld Black Pool, Lava World, all existing independently in parallel relationships not fused together. Lin Moyu understood this clearly, having seen the Great Tao realm of Hell before. The Netherworld race obviously didn't understand. Otherwise, the Netherworld race wouldn't do such a foolish thing. Lin Moyu brought Little May up into the air, looking down at the volcano crater from high above. Little May's eyes suddenly widened. In the volcano lay an incredibly huge black dragon. Half the black dragon's body was submerged in magma, as if sleeping. Lin Moyu said softly,
So that's it. This volcano crater is the Netherworld Black Pool, and this is the severely injured black dragon.
Little May said,
It should still be sleeping. I feel it's very powerful.
With memories from her past life, Little May had good judgment. When she saw the black dragon, her heart trembled, sensing extreme danger. She felt that even her past self wouldn't be a match for this black dragon. Lin Moyu said,
I don't know how strong this fellow is now. In the past it must have been incredibly powerful. What a pity, such a powerful being still couldn't escape fate.
By now, Lin Moyu completely understood what the Netherworld race was doing. The Netherworld Black Dragon was severely injured, in a coma. Perhaps only a faint trace of will remained. This trace of will was passed down to every Netherworld race member through the Netherworld Black Pool. All Netherworld race people took reviving the Black Dragon as their mission. This time, they used Hell fragments, fusing them with the Netherworld Black Pool, hoping to revive the Black Dragon. The Black Dragons that evolved from the ancient wells before were just incomplete wills left by the true Netherworld Black Dragon. Compared to the Black Dragon's main body, they were like fireflies to the bright moon. Little May asked,
Teacher, what should we do now?
Little May's voice trembled slightly. She was clearly somewhat afraid of the Black Dragon. Lin Moyu knew it wasn't that Little May was scared, but that everyone would instinctively feel fear upon seeing the Black Dragon. Not just Little May, even Great Tao realm beings would be the same if they came here. The three ancestors were afraid of even Hell fragments, let alone the true Netherworld Black Dragon. Lin Moyu believed that in the past, it probably wasn't difficult for the Netherworld Black Dragon to kill ordinary Great Tao realm beings. But strangely, when he saw the Netherworld Black Dragon, he didn't feel afraid at all. Not only was he not afraid, on the contrary, he felt a sense of familiarity towards the Netherworld Black Dragon. His intuition told him that what the Netherworld race was doing was wrong. They couldn't awaken the Netherworld Black Dragon this way. As for the correct method, Lin Moyu didn't know either. Lin Moyu shook his head slightly.
Let's watch for now, no rush.
Though he didn't know how to deal with the Netherworld Black Dragon, preserving their lives wasn't a problem. So Lin Moyu wasn't in a hurry. More and more flames were spewed into the sky. Suddenly, the entire ground shook violently. Except for the area around the volcano crater, the entire city collapsed, completely turning into a lava world. With a rumbling sound, the ground was uprooted, slowly flying towards the sky. Lin Moyu narrowed his eyes. This piece of flying earth looked 7 or 8 tenths similar to his skeleton hell. The aura of hell burst forth, spreading in all directions, bringing incomparable terror. Little May suppressed her inner trembling.
They've evolved this place into hell.
Chapter 3291. Both is and is not the Netherworld Black Dragon. The core city of the Netherworld race had been evolved into hell. However, this hell was not the same as the once real hell, nor was it the same as Lin Moyu's skeleton hell. It was evolved with the Netherworld Black Pool as the core, absorbing the power of 2 hell fragments. The Netherworld Black Dragon in the Netherworld Black Pool seemed to have become the new master of this hell at this moment. Seeing everything, Lin Moyu vaguely felt something was still not quite right. Little May also said at this time,
Teacher, I feel something's not right.
Lin Moyu said,
Tell me what you think.
Little May said,
The Netherworld Black Dragon shows no signs of awakening. Teacher just said that doing this won't revive the Netherworld Black Dragon. Moreover, as far as I know, Hell and the Netherworld Black Pool are actually independent. So I feel that the Netherworld Divine Lord these people are calling out to isn't actually the Netherworld Black Dragon, but someone else.
Since entering the Netherworld race territory, all the Netherworld race people had been shouting,
Netherworld Divine Lord.
Lin Moyu and Little May had always thought the Netherworld Divine Lord was the Netherworld Black Dragon. After all, the Netherworld race came from the Netherworld Black Pool, and the master of the Netherworld Black Pool was the Netherworld Black Dragon. Little May suddenly questioned this subjective idea. With memories from her past life, as an ancestor of a sacred ground, she naturally had access to things ordinary people couldn't compare with. She had seen many secret materials. Combined with Lin Moyu's cultivation these days, always making Little May think deeply about problems and find their root causes, she was able to see more information. Lin Moyu smiled.
Not bad. Being able to see this far shows Little May's discernment is already quite remarkable. The Netherworld Divine Lord indeed isn't the Netherworld Black Dragon, but actually is also the Netherworld Black Dragon.
Little May looked somewhat puzzled.
Please enlighten me, teacher.
Lin Moyu said,
Besides the Lord of Hell, the master of the Netherworld Black Pool is naturally the Netherworld Black Dragon. On this basis, Little May can think about how the Netherworld Black Pool would evolve into the Netherworld race after shattering.
Little May thought for a moment and said,
The Netherworld Black Dragons will permeate the entire Netherworld Black Pool, so the evolution of the Netherworld race must also be the Netherworld Black Dragon's will.
Lin Moyu said,
That's right. The evolution of the Netherworld race must have been led by the Netherworld Black Dragon's will, borrowing some abilities of the Netherworld Black Pool. But has Little May thought about why it wanted to evolve the Netherworld race?
Little May instinctively said,
It should be for self-preservation, right?
Lin Moyu's smile grew. Little May's answer was already very good.
Correct. It's for self-preservation. The Netherworld Black Dragon knew it was severely injured and couldn't recover, so it evolved the Netherworld race, wanting to revive in another way. Then there are only 2 methods. One is to select a suitable host from among the evolved Netherworld race people. The second is to fully evolve the strongest Netherworld race member to become its host. Little May, if it were you, what would you do?
Little May thought for a moment.
I would choose the second method.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
It seems the Netherworld Black Dragon thought the same as Little May. Then think again, how could it ensure evolving a powerful host?
Little May continued rapidly turning her thoughts, seeking the answer to the question. After so many days, this pattern of Lin Moyu asking and her answering had become instinctive for Little May. Lin Moyu guided patiently, constantly leading, making Little May's thinking ability stronger and stronger. Just a few seconds later, Little May's eyes lit up with an answer.
It used the hell fragments.
Lin Moyu had mentioned before that the Netherworld race had a hell fragment. Why the Netherworld race had a hell fragment was naturally because it fell here along with the Netherworld Black Pool when hell shattered. It's very likely that hell fragment was obtained by the Netherworld Black Dragon. It's not surprising that the Netherworld Black Dragon used the hell fragment, combined with the Netherworld Black Pool's abilities, to evolve a powerful host. Lin Moyu said.
Well said. It should have used the power of the Hell Fragment to evolve.
In this world, if you ask who could use the power of Hell Fragments, besides himself, perhaps only the Netherworld Black Dragon could. Apart from this, Lin Moyu couldn't think of anyone else. After the Netherworld Black Dragon evolved a host using the Hell Fragment, it could abandon its former body and transfer all its consciousness into the new body. Then it continued to use the Netherworld Black Pool to evolve the Netherworld race. So, the Netherworld Divine Lord in the mouths of the Netherworld race both is and is not the Netherworld Black Dragon. The shattered city flew into the sky, completely turning into ruins. The ground became a sea of fire, with only the area around the volcano crater remaining intact. Countless Netherworld race people surrounded the volcano crater, continuously shouting,
Netherworld Divine Lord.
From within the volcano came an unusually strong heartbeat. With each heartbeat, the volcano crater would erupt with endless flames and large amounts of black smoke. Where the black smoke and red fire intersected, a human figure vaguely appeared.
The main character is coming out.
Lin Moyu said softly. The heartbeat grew faster and faster, and the human figure became more and more solid, finally allowing people to see its appearance clearly. It stood with both feet on the Netherworld Black Dragon's head, its whole body emitting black light. From head to toe it was black. The flames illuminated it, revealing countless fine scales in the light. Its outer form seemed humanoid, with 2 hands and feet, but its face was that of the dragon race, with a pair of dragon horns on its head. Its hands weren't like human hands either, but dragon claws. Half human and half dragon, it stood just like this on the Netherworld Black Dragon. It raised one hand high, and a ball of flame was drawn to it, falling onto its body with a boom. It was surrounded by flames, burning fiercely. Even the Netherworld Black Dragon beneath it was enveloped in flames. At this moment, all the Netherworld race people's voices grew louder and more frenzied, continuously kowtowing to this half-human, half-dragon being, including the 2 9th-level Dao Venerable Netherworld race members, who were also frantically kowtowing, their expressions full of fanaticism. Lin Moyu watched and smiled.
So that's how it is. Did Little May see clearly?
Little May nodded.
I saw clearly.
The aura on this half-human, half-dragon monster was very strange, different from other Netherworld race people. Its aura was nobler than the Netherworld race people, not that its power was much stronger, but a natural superiority, a feeling of being high above. Not just the Netherworld race people, even Little May felt similarly when she saw it. Lin Moyu saw very clearly that in the flames, this half-human, half-dragon Netherworld Divine Lord was undergoing a transformation. Its feet were connected to the Netherworld Black Dragon, seemingly unable to separate. But with the help of the flame's power, its feet were separating from the Netherworld Black Dragon. The power of the flames came from the Hell Fragments. It had also evolved into this host using the power of Hell Fragments. Obviously, the power of one Hell Fragment wasn't enough to truly free it from the Netherworld Black Dragon's fetters, nor from the Netherworld Black Pool's constraints. So for all these years, it had never appeared before the world. Now, with a second Hell Fragment, it finally had the chance to separate from the Netherworld Black Dragon, leave the Netherworld Black Pool, and move freely. Once it succeeded, it would be equivalent to being reborn, and it would possess extraordinary power right from birth. Even if it only had 1/10 of its previous life's combat power, it would be terrifying. Lin Moyu judged its strength wouldn't be below the Great Dao realm. Lin Moyu suddenly said softly,
We can't wait any longer.
Chapter 3292. You don't understand a damn thing. The undead army couldn't charge in under the cover of flames, and Lin Moyu also wanted to see what was really going on and understand the cause and effect, so he had waited until now. Now that he knew what was happening, Lin Moyu also realized they couldn't wait any longer. If they waited for the Netherworld Divine Lord to fully break free from the constraints of the Netherworld Black Dragon and Netherworld Black Pool using the Hell Fragments, it would truly be difficult to deal with. Lin Moyu put Little May into the rules world. For the upcoming great battle, He might have to personally take the field and wouldn't be able to look after little Mei, so it was better to put her in the rules world. However, Lin Moyu also opened a projection so little Mei could see the situation outside. Lin Moyu sincerely wanted to cultivate little Mei, not just for her destiny. As someone who had dissolved their body and reincarnated, she had an extremely high probability of advancing to the Great Tao realm in the future. Who wouldn't want such a disciple? Taking a deep breath, he said,
Then let's begin.
With a thought, he took out the seal from the Divine Rune Legion. The seal glowed brightly, its light enveloping all the undead troops. The combat power of each undead troop member rose another level. At the same time, Lin Moyu summoned all his battle beasts. Facing an opponent of unknown depth, Lin Moyu didn't dare to be careless. The Netherworld race didn't leave corpses after death, so he couldn't easily use that 9th level Dao Venerable corpse in his possession. Once used up, he would have no trump card left, unlike facing other enemies where he could kill one and replenish after using one up.
Go!
With a thought, Su Pu charged forward first. He evolved his true form, becoming a huge 8-tailed celestial fox, then evolved his Great Tao true body. The golden fire Great Tao dyed heaven and earth golden red, echoing the black red of the Netherworld race from afar. The same fire, yet different fire, collided in the sky. The power of the Great Tao exploded in midair like hot oil meeting water. The still evolving hell fragments shook uncontrollably, and the fiercely burning flames also weakened somewhat in the collision. The Netherworld Divine Lord suddenly raised his head to look at Su Pu. An extremely low voice, as unpleasant as metal scraping, said,
You're seeking death.
As the words fell, 2 9th level Dao Venerable Netherworld race members rose to attack Su Pu. Though there were 2 opponents, Su Pu wasn't afraid at all. Lin Moyu flicked out a drop of ancestor water, while a large amount of belief power burned fiercely. The Skeleton Kings handed 8 bone swords to Su Pu. Su Pu's tails wrapped around the bone swords, fusing with the golden fire Great Tao. 8 swords combined into one and slashed down with a boom. An incredibly terrifying giant sword appeared in the world, slashing through the void, annihilating everything. The 2 Netherworld race Tao Venerables who had just charged over were violently knocked back, flying backwards uncontrollably. The Netherworld Divine Lord let out an angry roar. Endless flames spewed from the volcano crater, turning into fire dragons to meet the giant sword. With a huge boom, space shattered. Countless hellfires flowed into the endless void through the broken spatial gaps. The defense woven from flames was forcibly torn open by Su Pu, creating a rift. The elemental liches charged in first, followed closely by the undead army and battle beast army. The lightning lich moved fastest, pointing a finger to launch an attack at the Netherworld Divine Lord.
Chain lightning!
A bolt of lightning struck out. If this attack hit, even if it couldn't harm the Netherworld Divine Lord much, it would definitely kill most of those kowtowing Netherworld race people. The Netherworld Divine Lord roared angrily, his roar like a dragon's cry. Fire and black chi intertwined, forming a group of black chi giants with flaming fists, rushing to kill the elemental liches. The lightning lich's attack landed on the suddenly appearing black chi giants, exploding on the spot, then sparking electricity on all the black chi giants. Chain lightning relied on its miraculous locking ability to hit all the black chi giants simultaneously. Huge holes were blasted in the black chi giants, but the next second the holes were filled in. The black chi giants had no true form. They were just products of the Netherworld Blackpool and Hellfire combined. It wasn't easy to eliminate them. The lightning lich didn't linger in battle, quickly retreating. The 5 elements sword lich met the attack, the sword Dao circling around it. 5 elements sword sea. With a hum, the sword Dao erupted violently. A vast sword sea enveloped most of the black chi giants. The black chi giants were riddled with holes in the sword sea, but they still didn't die, charging forward with their broken bodies. As their bodies were destroyed, they were also constantly being repaired. The 5 elements sword sea still couldn't kill them. Moreover, the power of the Netherworld Blackpool was endless, able to continuously condense black chi giants without limit. If the Black Chi giants couldn't leave the netherworld black pool too far, this world would have long since been turned upside down. Faced with the oncoming Black Chi giants, the Liches retreated together. The battle beast army passed the Liches, colliding with the Black Chi giants. The 7th level Dao venerable battle beasts were all knocked back. The Black Chi giants threw out punches, instantly killing many battle beasts. The Black Chi giants' attacks exceeded 7th level Dao venerable, reaching the 8th level Dao venerable level. The battle beasts simply couldn't withstand it. Fortunately, the undead army arrived. Though the undead army was weaker in combat power, they had the advantage of vast numbers. Even if they couldn't win, at least they could hold them off, creating opportunities for the elemental liches. Outside the flames, Supu clashed again with the 2 9th level Dao venerable netherworld race members. Both sides fought evenly, but Supu's combat power was above theirs and was gradually gaining the upper hand. However, it would still take time to kill them. At this moment, the netherworld divine lord let out a cold laugh.
You can't stop me. My children, sacrifice yourselves. When this divine lord emerges, it will be your death. Not just you will die, everyone in this world will die. This divine lord controls slaughter. Everyone will fall into hell and become this divine lord's slaves.
Black Chi surged wildly. Outside the volcano crater, many netherworld race people stood up and jumped into the volcano without hesitation. What they were actually jumping into wasn't a volcano, but the netherworld black pool, also their birthplace. In the blink of an eye, people had already jumped in. The netherworld black pool spewed Black Chi. The more people jumped in, the faster the netherworld divine lord broke free from the dragon's constraints. Lin Moyu watched this scene and said softly,
It seems you evolved the netherworld race to share the power of the netherworld black pool, using human souls to evolve and give the netherworld race the aura of the origin continent and hell fragments. When they return to sacrifice themselves, they become the force helping you break free.
The netherworld divine lord laughed loudly.
You're very clever. Since you entered the netherworld lands, this divine lord has been watching you. You could actually guess through all this divine lord's arrangements, which is indeed quite impressive. If you could kneel and submit, after this divine lord breaks free, I could accept you and let you become this divine lord's slave.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Just you? You're not qualified. Forget about you. Even if the former Lord of Hell came, he wouldn't be qualified to say such things to me.
The netherworld divine lord laughed wildly.
You mere human, how dare you speak such big words? Do you know this divine lord's identity?
Before he could finish speaking, Lin Moyu interrupted.
You're just a subordinate of the Lord of Hell, someone who should have died long ago. Now you want to break free from Hell's constraints. If the Lord of Hell were still around, you'd probably have died countless times already.
At the mention of the Lord of Hell, the netherworld divine lord clearly showed fear. Obviously, he was very afraid of the Lord of Hell. The netherworld divine lord gritted his teeth.
He's already dead. No one can control this divine lord anymore. No one.
Lin Moyu said,
That's not necessarily true. If even the Lord of Hell could die, then there wouldn't be few people who could kill you.
The netherworld divine lord roared.
You don't understand a damn thing. You have no idea who killed him. You don't understand at all.
Chapter 3293. The netherworld divine lord who wanted to be Lord of Hell. Lin Moyu said,
I may not understand now, but one day I will.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu's aura rose rapidly, and a strange aura emerged from within his body. The netherworld divine lord's eyes widened suddenly.
Origin technique. How do you have an origin technique?
Lin Moyu said.
You can guess.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu's aura reached the peak of the 6th level Dao Venerable Realm. Then Lin Moyu took a great Dao immortality pill. As the pill took effect, accompanied by the sound of shattering glass, his aura broke through the boundary between 6th and 7th level Dao Venerable. Then his aura soared like a rainbow. In the blink of an eye, Lin Moyu had reached 9th level Dao Venerable, and at the peak of 9th level, not even slightly weaker than Supu. The power Great Tao true body manifested. Lin Moyu transformed into a 1,000-meter giant, the power Great Tao commanding all the power in his body. With a thought, several destiny swords appeared behind him. The destiny swords flashed through the air, instantly appearing before the Netherworld Divine Lord and stabbing in. The Netherworld Divine Lord's aura suddenly weakened. He roared angrily,
You dare to reduce my destiny!
Lin Moyu chuckled, took a step forward, and appeared before the flames as if teleporting. He threw out a punch. At this moment his realm was 9th level Tao Venerable, using the power Great Tao, which belonged to the illusory class and possessed unimaginable destructive power. His physical body realm was 6th level Tao Venerable, surpassing ordinary 9th level Tao Venerables. And the fist technique he used was none other than the Giant Force Heavenly Venerables technique from the Great World. Lin Moyu had practiced this fist technique countless times. Each punch could bring out his power to the limit. Boom! The waterfall-like flames were punched open with a huge hole. Even the falling fire rain paused. Lin Moyu strode into the shattered city, throwing out 2 more punches. 2 black chi giants were instantly dispersed.
Lightning!
Lin Moyu let out a low shout. The long-prepared lightning lich flew out, raised its small hand, and a chain lightning struck towards the Netherworld race people outside the volcano crater. By now, about 1/3 of the Netherworld race people had jumped into the volcano, completing the sacrifice. 2/3 still hadn't had time to jump down. The sacrifice seemed to have a process, needing time before and after. Couldn't be completed by everyone jumping down at once.
Stop!
The Netherworld Divine Lord roared. He evolved black chi giants again, wanting to use the old method to block the chain lightning once more. But this time Lin Moyu was here. Lin Moyu acted first, smashing the black chi giants with 1 punch. The chain lightning fell on a Netherworld race person, then exploded. In an instant, lightning flashed and thunder roared. Countless lightning bolts exploded on the Netherworld race people. Many Netherworld race people were blasted to pieces, dying instantly. The lightning lich didn't stop immediately, throwing out another chain lightning. With the previous chain lightning, some stronger Netherworld race people had survived. But no matter, if 1 wasn't enough then 2, if 2 weren't enough then 3. The Netherworld Divine Lord roared.
This Divine Lord will kill you!
A dragon's roar sounded from the sky. Black dragons covered in flames flew down, rushing to kill the lightning lich. But with Lin Moyu present, the black dragons couldn't get near the lightning lich at all. Lin Moyu instantly threw out over 1,000 punches. The sky was filled with fist shadows. The black dragons had nowhere to escape, instantly annihilated by fist power wherever they went. Several chain lightnings fell on the Netherworld race people, then exploded. The lightning lich threw out 5 chain lightnings in total, killing almost all the Netherworld race people who hadn't sacrificed themselves yet, leaving only 4 8th level Tao Venerable Netherworld race members. They didn't die but were severely injured. Lin Moyu found that all the Netherworld race people killed by chain lightning turned into black chi, also returning to the Netherworld black pool. They returned to where they came from. But this method of return was of no benefit to the Netherworld Divine Lord, not helping him break free from the Black Dragon's constraints faster. The Netherworld Divine Lord gritted his teeth.
Very good, really very good. This Divine Lord takes back the words about accepting you as a slave. This Divine Lord will put your soul in hell, to be eternally roasted, never to be reborn. You think you have numbers? Don't forget this is hell. Hell never lacks for people.
Flames continued to erupt. Countless flame-covered monsters rushed out from the flames. The fire rain falling from the sky also turned into flame monsters. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned.
Hell fiends?
These flame monsters were very similar to hell fiends, but their power varied, some exceeding 7th level Tao Venerable, some only at 2nd or 3rd level Tao Venerable. Lin Moyu knew these monsters similar to hell fiends came from the hell fragments. The Netherworld Divine Lord gritted his teeth.
I didn't expect you to know about hell fiends. This is the most terrifying army in hell, devouring everything. Your skeletons will become their nourishment.
Lin Moyu sighed lightly.
All right then, let's see who eats whom.
He snapped his fingers. Space distorted as the skeleton hell instantly appeared. Vast numbers of hell fiends rushed out, clashing with the hell fiends released by the Netherworld Divine Lord. As soon as they met, they began frantically tearing at each other, not caring if the other side was the same kind. This stunned the Netherworld Divine Lord.
How do you have hell fiends?
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Look carefully. Are they just hell fiends?
Accompanied by a resounding dragon roar, a black dragon rushed out. Only then did the Netherworld Divine Lord see clearly that not only were there hell fiends, but also a black pool spewing black chi. This black pool was identical to his Netherworld black pool, exactly the same. Then he saw that above the Netherworld black pool, there was also an incompletely formed gates of hell. The Netherworld Divine Lord let out a strange cry, clearly greatly startled. Then he shouted frantically,
Gates of hell? How do you have the gates of hell? Who on earth are you?
It was clear he was extremely afraid of the gates of hell, even more afraid than of the Netherworld black pool. It seemed there were still endless secrets behind the gates of hell. Lin Moyu sneered.
You're destined never to get an answer to that question.
As he spoke, he suddenly charged towards the Netherworld Divine Lord. By now, over a minute had passed. The Great Tao Immortality Pill could last 10 minutes. He had to defeat the opponent within 10 minutes. Lin Moyu took 2 steps across the void to appear before the Netherworld Divine Lord, throwing out a punch. The Netherworld Divine Lord reacted from his shock, letting out an angry roar.
Die.
The black dragon beneath him moved. A huge tail whipped over at an astonishing speed. The tail's speed was too fast, far surpassing Lin Moyu. With a bang, it struck Lin Moyu's body. Lin Moyu was immediately sent flying, the sound of breaking bones coming from within his body. But the next second, Lin Moyu attacked again. He was like nothing had happened, frantically attacking again. The Netherworld Divine Lord's face changed slightly. He knew very well how strong that previous attack was. Lin Moyu was actually unharmed, not even looking injured. The tail whipped over again. Lin Moyu punched the tail. With a huge boom, Lin Moyu was sent flying again. The black dragon's tail was too powerful. Lin Moyu couldn't withstand it. Fortunately, it couldn't move from here, otherwise Lin Moyu felt he might not be able to defeat it. Lin Moyu charged over again and again. The tail sent Lin Moyu flying again and again. In just 3 short minutes, hundreds of attacks were blocked. The defensive net woven by the black dragon's tail was incredibly tight, impossible to break through. However, Lin Moyu also found that when he attacked, the Netherworld Divine Lord's speed of separating from the black dragon became extremely slow, over 10 times slower. He needed to split his attention to control the black dragon, fighting to protect himself. Not everyone could multitask like Lin Moyu with no effect. However, Lin Moyu also had difficulty breaking through the black dragon for the moment, unable to harm the Netherworld Divine Lord. Chapter 3294. The former owner of the Calamity Scepter. The Great Tao Immortality Pill had limited time, and soul power was being rapidly consumed. Lin Moyu knew that dragging things out would be extremely disadvantageous for him. The Netherworld Divine Lord laughed loudly.
Your own realm isn't high. Your power comes from an origin technique, and the pill you took can ensure your physical body doesn't die or decay for a short time. It seems you rely on pills to break through your limits and maintain such a realm. But how long can you last? 10 minutes? Or 20 minutes? You have no idea what realm this Divine Lord was once at. Forget about you. Even if a Great Tao realm being came, they couldn't harm this Divine Lord.
The Netherworld Divine Lord spoke recklessly, but he was telling the truth. The Netherworld Black Dragon's power was too strong. Even severely injured, it wasn't something Lin Moyu could break through. In fact, even if a Great Tao realm being came here and the Black Dragon didn't move, letting the Great Tao realm being attack, they might not be able to harm the Black Dragon's body. If the Netherworld Divine Lord completely broke free, he would have abilities no weaker than the Netherworld Black Dragon. Even if his abilities were insufficient right after breaking free, if he wanted to leave, Lin Moyu probably couldn't stop him. Given enough time, it was hard to imagine what level he would ultimately reach. By then, dealing with him would be incredibly difficult. Even Great Tao Realm might not be enough. Moreover, Lin Moyu guessed that even after breaking free from the Netherworld Black Pool, he would still be able to control it, which would be quite terrifying. So he had to be eliminated before he successfully broke free. Born from the Netherworld Black Pool, the Netherworld Divine Lord had no feelings for this world or living beings. In his consciousness, the most likely thing he would do was destroy this world, turn the entire origin continent into hell, recreate hell, and he would become the Lord of Hell. Just this point alone was something Lin Moyu couldn't tolerate, let alone anything else. Wanting to compete with him for the position of Lord of Hell. Keep dreaming. Amidst the Netherworld Divine Lord's wild laughter, Lin Moyu charged forward again. The Netherworld Divine Lord didn't think much of it, continuing to control the black dragon's tail to sweep across. In his imagination, Lin Moyu would be knocked back like before, completely unable to break through the black dragon tail's defense. But this time, something unexpected happened. The Netherworld Divine Lord suddenly let out a miserable cry. The black dragon tail that had blocked Lin Moyu countless times suddenly shattered. The Netherworld Divine Lord, still not separated from the black dragon, felt an unimaginable pain.
Impossible! How did my tail shatter?
The Netherworld Divine Lord still instinctively believed he was the Netherworld Black Dragon. His incredibly powerful tail, able to whip a Great Tao Realm being to death, had actually been smashed. Then he saw what had smashed his tail. Lin Moyu was holding a small, unremarkable scepter. The scepter had 3 gems inlaid, with space for 2 more gems, indicating it was incomplete. The moment he saw the Calamity Scepter, the Netherworld Divine Lord let out a strange cry, his eyes full of fear.
Master Scepter? How is Master Scepter in your hands? Who on earth are you?
Lin Moyu was slightly stunned.
So the Calamity Scepter was the Lord of Hell's magical treasure. No wonder it's so powerful.
Lin Moyu didn't know how strong the Lord of Hell was, but he could be certain the Lord of Hell was very powerful. He might not even be weaker than those Tao Lords. His magical treasure must be something surpassing the Great Tao Realm, naturally incredibly powerful. It had never disappointed him, smashing Great Tao Realm Outer Realm divine gods with each hit. Now it was the same, easily shattering the Netherworld Black Dragon's tail. Seeing his former master's magical treasure, the Netherworld Divine Lord almost knelt down on the spot. He was full of fear.
Impossible, impossible. Besides Master, no one can use Master's magical treasure. Even if you obtain Master's magical treasure, at most you could only use it to smash things. You have no idea how powerful it is.
Suddenly, his tone changed. The fear in his eyes was replaced by greed.
Give it to me, and I can promise not to kill you. We'll call everything from before even.
Lin Moyu saw his suddenly changed attitude and couldn't help but sneer.
It seems you're really not very smart. After absorbing so many human souls and true spirits, you still haven't improved much.
The Netherworld Divine Lord said coldly.
Don't think you can act recklessly just because you got it. Your strength is what it is. For this Divine Lord to kill you isn't very difficult.
As he spoke, the Netherworld Divine Lord suddenly opened his mouth wide, spewing out black chi that filled the sky. The black chi intertwined with hellfire, covering the sky and earth as it enveloped Lin Moyu. The black chi came from the Netherworld Black Pool, similar to dragon breath but more pungent. Once engulfed by the black chi, even a 9th-level Tao Venerable couldn't withstand it, unable to last long at all. In the Netherworld Divine Lord's eyes, even if Lin Moyu held the Calamity Scepter, he couldn't use its power. At most, it could be an indestructible weapon used to smash things. As long as he wasn't hit by it, there was no threat. The Netherworld Divine Lord continuously spewed black chi, covering heaven and earth. At the same time, crimson light beams shot from his eyes, weaving into a large net that cut through heaven and earth like sharp blades. Where the crimson light beams passed, space was cut into fragments. Though he couldn't move, his power wasn't weak at all. He was a bit stronger than ordinary 9th level Dao Venerables, able to rival pseudo-great Dao realm. Moreover, with the Netherworld Black Dragon's main body beneath him, even a great Dao realm being would be helpless against him. From the beginning, the Netherworld Divine Lord felt he stood in an invincible position until he saw the Calamity Scepter. Former fear welled up in his heart. When he saw the Calamity Scepter, he had a sense of dread as if facing his master. But he knew his master was already dead, body and Dao destroyed, turned to ash. Even if someone obtained the Calamity Scepter, they couldn't bring out its power. So greed arose in his heart. He wanted to become the Lord of Hell. If he could obtain the Calamity Scepter again, his position as Lord of Hell would truly be legitimate and stable. If Lin Moyu wouldn't hand over the Calamity Scepter, then he'd kill Lin Moyu and take it. Greed consumed the Netherworld Divine Lord's reason. As the former Netherworld Black Dragon, he knew how powerful the Calamity Scepter was. If he could get it, then he could truly act without restraint. Watching Lin Moyu enveloped by his dragon breath, cut by the net formed from his crimson fire light beams, he believed Lin Moyu would surely die. Suddenly, a light shone forth, illuminating heaven and earth. In the light, everything changed. The Netherworld Divine Lord felt his power rapidly decreasing, becoming weaker and weaker. Not just himself but everyone, including the Netherworld Black Pool, including the Fire Cloud Waterfall evolved from the hell fragments in the sky, all became weaker. Fear rose again as he realized what had happened. The Netherworld Divine Lord's voice trembled continuously.
Balance. It's the balance gem. Impossible. This is impossible. How can he use the balance gem? Could he be Master's reincarnation? No, that's impossible. When Master died, his body and Dao were destroyed, his soul scattered. Even his true spirit was completely dissipated. He couldn't possibly reincarnate. And so many years have passed. If he could really reincarnate, he would have long since done so. But who on earth is he? Could it be that in this world, besides Master, there's someone else who can use the Calamity Scepter?
In the blink of an eye, his realm had dropped to 5th level Dao Venerable. Under the effect of the balance gem, everything around was in an extremely balanced state. The most numerous and weakest here were the undead troops. So everything was standardized to the undead troops. No matter who or what, whether living beings or magical treasures, dead or alive, all power dropped to 5th level Dao Venerable. Everyone's realm decreased. Only the Skeleton General's power increased slightly because they were the weakest below the average. Under the balance, they actually improved a bit. Lin Moyu stepped out from the Black Chi Dragon Breath, completely unharmed. On the Calamity Scepter, not only was the balance gem glowing, but the elemental gem was also shining. With the elemental gem, neither Dragon Breath nor Crimson Light Beams could do anything to Lin Moyu. At this moment, Lin Moyu's realm had also dropped to 5th level Dao Venerable. Only his physical body's power hadn't changed, still at 6th level Dao Venerable. Chapter 3295. Do you have the right to bargain? The balance gem was very powerful, able to balance various forces, whether magical treasures, cultivation, realms, or arrays. All were within its balancing range. However, not everything could be balanced. There were exceptions. For example, destiny and the power Great Dao. Illusory things could not be balanced. Now the Netherworld Divine Lord's power had decreased, but Lin Moyu still possessed a 6th level Dao venerable physical body. The power Great Dao commanded all the power throughout his body, from inside to out, whether attack or defense, whether physical power or soul power, all under the power Great Dao's command, forming a whole. Now even if Lin Moyu stood still and let the Netherworld Divine Lord attack, the Netherworld Divine Lord couldn't harm Lin Moyu at all. At least under the Balance Gem's restrictions, he couldn't. Moreover, with the Elemental Gem, all attacks related to elements were completely ineffective. The Netherworld Divine Lord trembled, looking at Lin Moyu with eyes full of fear. The appearance of the Calamity Scepter had made him greedy, but the flickering light of the two gems made him feel fear again. He seemed to recall that period of time long ago, remembering how terrifying his former master was. Before his former master, he had been so lowly and insignificant. Past memories occupied his thoughts, leaving the netherworld divine lord in a daze, lost in fear. It wasn't until Lin Moyu came before him that the netherworld divine lord snapped back to his senses with a start. If he had been able to move, he probably would have fled without a trace by now. Lin Moyu looked at him, smiling.
Are you very afraid?
At this moment, Lin Moyu's smile looked incredibly frightening in the netherworld divine lord's eyes. His mouth moved twice, but he didn't speak. He was afraid that if he spoke, he would give himself away. At this moment, the netherworld divine lord felt his entire body, inside and out, was trembling. He couldn't control his body. He was afraid that if he spoke, his voice would shake. Lin Moyu said,
I'll ask you answer. If your answers satisfy me, perhaps I'll consider sparing you. Understand?
With the knife at his throat, the netherworld divine lord had no choice in this situation. As long as he still wanted to live, he had to obey. Having barely survived the origin catastrophe, struggling for so many years, the netherworld divine lord still dreamed of breaking free from the netherworld black pool's constraints and becoming an independent being. How could he want to die? The higher the realm and the longer one lived, the more one often feared death. He didn't speak, just nodded his head. Lin Moyu asked,
Who shattered hell back then? How did your former master die? Think carefully before answering.
The netherworld divine lord seemed to recall what happened back then. The fear in his eyes grew even more intense. A low, trembling voice came from his throat.
I don't know, I really don't know. I only saw a giant hand fall, and hell cracked. Then Master left hell, probably to battle the opponent. But soon after, I saw Master fall from the sky. Then that giant hand fell again, smashing Master to ash. Even hell shattered along with him.
Lin Moyu frowned.
This answer is different from what you said before.
The netherworld divine lord said,
I was lying to you before. I only know it was an incredibly terrifying being, extremely frightening.
Lin Moyu said,
What realm was your master at? Compared to the Tao Lords, who was stronger?
At this point, Lin Moyu was still very unclear about the Lord of Hell's realm. Even the three ancestors might not be able to answer this question. The netherworld divine lord should know more, perhaps able to provide an answer. The netherworld divine lord said softly,
I don't know how strong the Tao Lords are, but I feel Master was probably a bit stronger.
He seemed afraid his answer wouldn't satisfy Lin Moyu, immediately adding,
I was asleep most of the time and didn't pay much attention to outside affairs, so I don't know very much. But I once saw a Tao Lord come to visit Master, so I feel Master's status was probably higher.
Lin Moyu didn't pursue the question further. He could sense the netherworld divine lord wasn't lying. So he changed to another question.
Regarding the gates of hell, you seemed very afraid of it just now.
The netherworld divine lord said,
Master once said the gates of hell were the source of hell, the most terrifying thing in hell. But I never saw Master use the gates of hell. Even when Master died in the end, the gates of hell never moved.
Lin Moyu frowned.
The gates of hell never moved?
The netherworld divine lord nodded, his trembling voice certain.
Never moved.
Lin Moyu felt increasingly strange. If the gates of hell were the most terrifying thing in all of hell, they should be incredibly powerful. Why hadn't they moved even when hell was shattered in the end? This didn't make sense. If they were so powerful, why didn't they move? Lin Moyu couldn't guess why, but the power of the gates of hell should be common knowledge. Whether the netherworld divine lord's fear of the gates of hell, or the reaction of great Tao realm beings like Jinlei back then, both suggested the gates of hell were indeed a very frightening existence. Never used yet felt terrifying. This information must have leaked from the Lord of Hell's own mouth. If he hadn't said anything, who else would know? Lin Moyu knew he couldn't get much more information, so he changed the subject again.
When hell shattered back then, how did you survive? Also, tell me in detail about how you evolved the Netherworld race.
The Netherworld Divine Lord said,
When Master died, I was very afraid, so I shrank to the deepest part of the Netherworld Black Pool. Afterwards Hell was shattered, and the Netherworld Black Pool was also shattered. I was also severely injured. But I was lucky and didn't die, coming here along with the fragments. For all these years, I've always hoped to recover fully, but my injuries were too severe. And without Hell, the Netherworld Black Pool was like water without a source. My main body could never recover. Fortunately, the Netherworld Black Pool's power remained, and I also had a Hell fragment. So I used the Netherworld Black Pool and the Hell fragment to evolve the Netherworld race.
The Netherworld Divine Lord's answers were mostly in line with what Lin Moyu had thought, with only some minor differences in details that didn't matter much. To save his life, the Netherworld Divine Lord was indeed telling everything he knew without holding back. Lin Moyu calculated the time. The Great Tao Immortality Pill didn't have much time left. He hurriedly asked,
How many pieces did Hell shatter into back then?
The Netherworld Divine Lord thought for a moment.
Not many pieces. When Hell shattered, most of it turned to ash. Very few fragments remained. But I know there was one special fragment that didn't turn to ash. I know you want to re-evolve Hell and become the Lord of Hell, but unless you can find that one piece, no matter how many Hell fragments you collect, it will be useless.
Lin Moyu asked.
What special fragment?
The Netherworld Divine Lord said.
First promise me, as long as I tell you, you won't kill me.
Lin Moyu sneered.
Do you have the right to bargain?
The Netherworld Divine Lord suddenly became very stubborn.
If you don't promise, then kill me. I won't say anything anyway.
He looked like a dead pig unafraid of boiling water, seemingly intending to use this information to save his life. Lin Moyu had only said earlier he would consider not killing him, but hadn't truly promised. Seeing the Netherworld Divine Lord like this, Lin Moyu said,
Fine, as long as you tell the truth, I won't kill you.
The Netherworld Divine Lord said,
It's a peace.